Yeah, you're still there on the cutting edge. Here we go. You know, some people don't like when we say certain things, but we have to say it still because it's our nature to say these things. It is our nature to say these things, you know. The Christian God have a birthday. Can you believe that? The Christian God have a birthday. Because them say Jesus Christ is God in the flesh on earth. The Christian God have a birthday. Can you believe that? When you about a birthday, you know, you look like in Ghana, California, go live, man. Abidjan, him the kind of big with that tune without the DJ night. But I don't hear from him again. Sometimes you hear a man do a one lick, you know, and him get stolen away. Or if a man gets stolen away, you know. Yeah, man. He have to one it, but I'm go on a tour and don't come back. I don't know if it's that time to that bridge, but it's a long time I don't hear from him. They have a whole heap of them too. I don't hear from him. I start calling him, no, I don't the program, but I can't understand why man go on tour and don't come back. I mean, I can't understand it still, because most of them meet a little white lady there and get comfortable, comfy, especially in Europe. You go back to Europe, you see them have a little trolley a walk with a little baby night, man, and well suit up with a them jacket because the place cold. You understand? And left the bright sunshine and so. But again, it's opportunity. People now go together again for love. Them go for opportunity. What you can get out of this person. So you just make a move. And little more you come back here and go on like this big thing. Yeah, man. Do have no job. No job at all. More than one little song will carry you go foreign. And then you come back and go like this big thing and try to rejuvenate yourself. I say you have some tune and we are going to save the world. Can you imagine some presumptuous artists that talk about, hey, Muta, boy, I remember tune, you know, where you say when that drop, Rome shake, you know, Babylon I go quake and mash down, you know. I say, yes, sir. You have the power. But remember, God now go save nobody here right now, you know, because God I look for mash down the place. The Christian God me talk about. Because one thing in a few mind, you know, according to me here, the Christian them I say, if you just destroy the earth and save 144,000. What a terrible thing. What a terrible thing. But you see now, a whole heap of people leave church because they realize that the church, no God no in a church. God no in a church building. And when I look for God now and like God last too. So you have a thing named Santa Claus. We're more popular than the person who people claim say them are celebrating birthday. You have people now who dress up like Santa, behave like Santa, and turn the thing into a present giving thing rather than a birthday thing. But we don't know already say the original thing wasn't have no birthday. We didn't know say the original thing was astrological. We don't know say it's some people who look for certain things and calculate certain things, give away that day, the 25th of December, for deal with. And it's the same kind of people them give a Boxing Day too. And most Jamaican people celebrate Boxing Day and them don't know what the hell them celebrating. Some rich people in Europe who after the Christmas celebration them have things where leave, so them just back them up and give them workers. Not to say anything wrong with it. Because, you know, if you have the what left and you not use it, I better you give it away. And sometimes when rich people give away things, you know, it's better than you go to China man shop or buy it because it's spanking new. So white people create a day where when the Christmas done, what is left over the Christmas now, them just say, all right, make a box it and give a servant them. That them can have a wonderful time after Christmas. And the day come becoming Boxing Day. Because box them put the things them in and get the people them. It have nothing to do with man a thump down man. It have something to do with gifts that was left over, given to workers. The problem with it is that we are celebrated as a holiday. We are celebrating this thing as a holiday. It have no relevance and no significance to nobody in a Jamaica. Nothing. It's all worse than the Governor General. Because the Governor General have no significance, no relevance to nothing we are going on in Jamaica. More than them are uphold and elevate the same colonial system, Queen Elizabeth and her friend them and her successors and everybody else up there. So. Boxing Day don't have nothing to do with nothing in Jamaica. So I don't know why they continuous lifting up of the colonial master system over and over in every aspect of our life. February we celebrate Black History Month. I have Jamaican people, Jamaican black people, I say it's an American thing, it's not relevant. A black people who used to, because black people was a minority in America, they try to search or something, and them come up with Black History Month. Mira little youth, the Crawford, Damian Crawford said no relevant to it. Yet still, 365 days a year, we are celebrate white history. We have 1 month where we celebrate Black History Month. And you have some little intellectuals that complain and quarrel and talk about where we need Black History Month for. When Jamaica is majority black. Jamaica is majority black in color. In color, but in thinking. In thinking. When you see the thinking of the people, them. When you feel the thinking of the people, them, and when you hear the thinking of the people, them. 365 days of white history month, white history year. You don't believe me? Look on most of the holiday them where we celebrate, including the one we just gone, including the two we just gone. The two biggest holidays is Christians put it there. Christians put it there. Christmas and Easter. Easter and Christmas is the two biggest holiday them. And them have them Genesis in Europe. In Europe, them have them Genesis. The beginning of Easter and the beginning of Christmas start in Europe. And everything locked down. They want to talk about Lent. Who start Lent? Ash Wednesday. Who start Ash Wednesday? Who start Good Friday? Who start Easter? Who start the 25th of December, Christmas Day? Which part of the Bible tells us Jesus Christ born the 25th of December? Or even have anything to do with the 25th of December? Boxing Day. Who start Boxing Day? And we can tell you about some other list and list because I know we want to celebrate all Thanksgiving Day. When the Native Americans them try dash it way because it creates havoc amongst the nations of Native Americans in America, this Thanksgiving Day, where you have black people are celebrated. Black people in a Jamaica are try to put themselves in a Thanksgiving Day. One of the wickedest thing ever happened to the Native Americans in America was the devastation and destruction of these people on Turtle Island. That up to today, they have to face that reality and confront it head on. And we there like some little idiot. But we are once everything with them give we are celebrated. And when we come with our own thing now, people protest. The same niggas protest. Them protest. Where you want to do that for this and that, we don't have that for a long time, and where we are trying to change things for now, them something there. You know much things, if you never try to change it, what happened to you in the earth, man? It's a fool if you believe that through something are going for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years, it must continue if you do it wrong. And it's in your power to change it by confronting it. It's in your power to change it, but yet still you refuse to because you feel complacent and you feel blissful in your ignorance. Blissful in your ignorance. So them give you Santa Claus, them give you bunny where have egg, or the ratted rabbit tag have egg. Where them things they come from? A little obese, big fat white guy will love little children and dwarfs. I come from a place named North Pole with reindeer, and it's stuck in the minds of the youth them. Because that alone is not a problem. But the things that were surrounded cause the problem. Because people will argue and say, but Muta, we are celebrate Christmas, Santa Claus, we don't see it do nothing. Santa not do nothing. Brethren, you have some people around the place, man, where because of that Santa mentality, them grew up with some other different kind of mentality. One thing lead to the next. It don't have it's not as a vacuum. It don't just happen in a vacuum where you just have that go on, so you just nobody check it. Little poor people, I'm saying little poor people for a reason. Poor people who don't have nothing, not even food for go up on them plate. When the 25th of December come, them force themselves to find something to give them picnic. And then suffer the consequence of that because every year now them pick the ball, and if them pick not get certain things, them complain. Santa Claus is one of the most devastating things that Europeans create and then make it manifest in the minds and the hearts of black people. And as I said before, it's not the Santa Claus itself that define your actions, but is the effect that it have on the people where other things add up and lead to an experience that is almost genocide. Because people turn Christmas in a gift time and then find another argument for it. For say, well, it's nice when families come together and share and all these things. And you feel good. That is the excuse. So you know why them do now. Them get caught in a lie. And for rectify the lie, them find something else to put in it and say, well, you know, it's not bad after all because... Look here, if something starts out wrong, it can't right down at the bottom. My well-learned little friend I saw stand up beside me named Sanjay know that. As a well-learned little girl, if you saw something wrong, it can't right when it reaches down at the next part. Me wrong or am I right? Sanjay?
You're right.
Yes. And them give things wrong. And then we fight to justify it by finding some things where we say right tonight. It's madness. It's madness. Anybody will tell you, say, start a maths problem. Start a maths. Because everything work off a maths. Right, Sanjay? Okay. No, what means you're here. Everything starts off a maths. If you start a maths equation wrong, you can't end up with a right answer. If you start a philosophical reasoning wrong, you can't end up with a right answer. And that is what them have we do. Them have we start out wrong, and then down the line we justify it by putting something where we feel say right. But the end of it is destruction. It just so it go. The end of it is destruction. And we don't understand that as black people. Black people don't understand, say, if you start something wrong, it's going to end up wrong down the line. It not go right. So when them tell you in the beginning, and then tell you all about the beginning, and then come tell you now, say, God have a birthday. It's madness. It's total madness. This is the cutting edge. We just make a probe into how people become part of something that they are not and internalize it to make it become them. Only to realize that things get worse. And it's not one thing that makes things get worse, especially in our society, especially amongst group of people, especially among nations of people. It's things that is added on top of things, on top of things, on top of things that we see was not relevant, or we feel is not relevant over a period of sometimes thousands of years, sometimes hundreds of years, sometimes just yesterday. You know them say if you have a cut and you keep just make it stay, they say it turn out and you have to really stop the thing. Them say close the gate before the ass go through. So all of we want now have the thing proper when we done make the ass gone through already. And then we are trying to figure out what is the problem, what did we do to make this thing reach there, so not realizing that it's some simple little things that we never calculate. Never calculate it, but because it never looked so extreme and detrimental at the time when it was introduced to us. And we spend hundreds of years accepting it. Then we see the consequence or the consequences of not budding it in the beginning, not stopping it in the beginning. Because if we had known what we know now, then, may I tell you, until I make a different waves in our consciousness. So we accept a whole heap of things because we don't see it or do nothing. It's like a youth a bleach. You know, you say, why you bleach your face? And most people are bleached now not because them hate themselves, you know. It's just a thing to do it. It's like how you see people are wear tear-up jeans. You know, it's not like people think about it. That's what's happening. It's trending. So everybody does wear tear-up jeans. Nobody's unique in fashion and style. Everybody wants to look like everybody. It's like a uniform. It's uniform without unity. So everybody have uniform. Them buy ear extension instead of them real ear. You know, them have all these different things and them keep doing it. But at the time when them doing it, nothing wrong is happening. There's nothing happening. So when a man come now and say, look here, this is what is happening and it's going to happen. People say, but me not see nothing happen. So where you have yourself about it for? When really and truly, down the line, it's like a fester. It's like a cancer, you know. You have cancer and it go on. At least more sickness just don't just come overnight by you. It's something that happening inside of you over a period of time and then one day just feel like say, yes, something that happened now and you say this time say you go a doctor. But it was happening all the while. But when it happened at the time, you say, sure, it does not happen. I just take 2 tablets and this and that. What I am saying is that the things them that we ignore in the past, that is not of us, but we were either manipulated or coerced into accepting these things. A lot of it is catching up on we now and we can't turn it back because we're in too deep. We're gone in there too deep now. We can't turn it back. And for those of who realize it happen, when we speak out, you hear with the minority and this and that and this, all sort of damn foolishness. And this is one of the things that we are talking about, you know. We talk about the Governor General. Most Jamaicans would prefer if Queen Elizabeth was still running Jamaica. Most Jamaicans. Because when them look upon them life now, and especially the older one, them a look at the younger one, them can't know. Them can't know the difference between when 50 odd years ago come to now. Them can't see what happen now and say things really bad now. And can't tell them parents say, in the good old days, things was much better. So them enough for them thinking, you know. If them grandparents said things was better in the good old days,
say goodbye
and them realize that things terribly as of now, them would have preferred them grandparents' days, which them never did experience. Because which day every generation blame the generation before them. Every generation blame the generation before them. So all when you hear grandparents that talk about the good old days, you know, listen to some of the song them. The same song them with Bob Marley them did that sing from in the 60s. And the other them that sing. And the same song them come and sing now. So if a man that talk about gun fever in the 60s and put on your gun and too much gunshot are go on and too much gunshot are bust in the 60s and 70s, them tell that. And you come now, you're not even 30, and you hear say put on your gun and gunshot are gone. What is the good old days? Because we didn't know it happen, you know. We know it happen. But because it not happen to destroy the whole nation, it is allowed, you tolerate it, but then no, it fester up. The sore now is not blood that run out of the sore again, it's pus. And you know one when pus clot run out of sore, what that mean? And you have maggots and all them things then on your foot. And now you want to go to the doctor now. And the doctor have maggots in a film foot too. Because I'm living in the same society with you. So where will it end? Where will it stop? When will the people rise up and realize that we have been duped for years? Maybe not hundreds, but thousands of years. Because this period of time was when a man named Sam Sharp. Sam Sharp was about what? 30-year-old, about 30-year-old. Sam Sharp was about 30. Sam Sharp, the move with Sam Sharp make cause them to get frustrated and declare emancipation. The white people them me talk about now. Sam Sharp make a move during this time where them call Christmas time. And because of Sam Sharp rebellion and rebelliousness, it made them have to sit down now and rethink slavery as it was before Sam Sharp rebelled in Montego Bay. So one move, one thing that go on all the while, and one man come now and say, look you know, I'd rather die on yonder hill than live as a slave. And through that sound, him go, they go gather up some man and woman and say, look your man, this not going to work out no longer, you know. We have to do something about it. But it was going on for years. And you have black people was feeling comfortable in slavery because them can enter the slave master house and get the what left, Boxing Day food. Them sit down in the slave master house. And when them look on the slave master, when them a come the slave master ear, them want for them ear look like the slave master ear. So them find some way to make it, them burn it up, press it up, all sorts of things, them do it up. Because them want to look, them look at the glass, and them look on them skin, and them look on them ear, and them say, Lord, could you hear? Bad ear. Could your face, it too black and ugly. Your head picky like black pepper grain. You're black like tar. Me know why you come in with no picnic black and ugly like your papa. All them things like grandparents and mothers still I tell them picnic. And it never look like it's nothing. Because it's something you hear continuously, so it becomes like the normal thing to say to your picnic. You're black or ugly. And your picnic come repeat it. You're black or ugly. And when your picnic then on the road and say, Lord, move from here, go ahead, I don't like it, you're too black or ugly. So we never look upon it as nothing more than say we are saying, but guess what? We come feel the pinch of it now. We come feel the pinch of it now when we look upon the situation where we find ourselves in and realize we're really black or ugly. Because where we have manifested for ourselves now is ugliness from black people. And we internalize it now, and black people are kill black people, and black people are try to find a way for really oppress themselves, and them a think about a God will have birthday, and them a think about go to heaven when them dead, and the politician have promised them good living when them alive, and the preacher have promised them good living when them dead. So them big all these big church, and them a praise God, and them a thief the people them money, continuously rob the people, them a talk about them can't heal you, and this and that, all you have to do is send your money, come give them, and all them things. And it continue over and over, we never stop it. We never stop it. Because we accept it as a normal thing, a normal procedure given to us by our European slave masters. And now the European, them don't have to be amongst you to manifest them power. All them do is give it over to some bossy slave who sit down in a parliament, or some bossy slave who have church building. And those slaves perpetuate white supremacy upon the people, them consciousness and mind. Every day, 365 days. And then when we are talking about, we are celebrate Black History Month, they must say it's not relevant because it's an American thing. And black people in America start that. And it is as relevant in Jamaica as it is as relevant in America. Because, yes, sir, the majority of us is 98% of the population is black people, and yet the 98% of the black people, they must celebrate white history year. If you look on how the sisters them dress, if you look on where them having at them head, where them have on them face, it's white history they must celebrate. They must elevate white history. If you're looking at the classroom, if you listen to how them talk about themselves, it's white history they must celebrate. Christmas, the 25th of December, is a white history celebration. White history celebration. Christmas is. Boxing Day is a white history celebration. Ash Wednesday is a white history celebration. Santa Claus is a white history celebration. The bunny will have egg is a white history celebration. Easter is a white history celebration. Thanksgiving is a white history celebration. Halloween is a white history celebration. Governor General is a white history celebration. We are celebrating white people. And anytime we start to celebrate with self, the same black people them, I say, where the purpose of that? What a terrible thing. This is the cutting edge, and I repeat.
Do you want a better Africa? Believe it or not, for Africa to change, the way religion is delivered must change. Churches should stop preaching about miracles and breakthroughs. Popular preaching such as sowing a seed or, give and it shall be given unto you, have been misinterpreted for personal gain. No wonder pastors of today are so rich and yet the whole congregation and people around them remain poor. We are stuck with a generation of Africans who act as if God is the rewarder of laziness and poverty. The message churches send is that it is possible to reap where you did not sow, meaning you can get something out of nothing. Why should a child choose to learn the hard way if there is an easier way? The live for today attitude does not create wealth and people die without leaving any legacy. You then sit and wonder why Africa is the way it is today? The gospel of prosperity should be shamed and work around the fact that laziness can never reap real success. Christianity has played a very big role to the fall of Africa today, but that is not what it is intended for. Spreading messages of instant success have led to a generation of people who are thirsty for instant results, immediate relief, and effortless profit. The messages should not just focus of tithing and sowing seed, blessings, miracles, breakthroughs, and wonders. Churches should stop glorifying riches acquired through miraculous sources, stop preaching fear and stop focusing on what the devil or witches did, does, or will do. Instead they should preach positive news and focus on messages that add value to the communities such as hard work, creativity, dedication, commitment, perseverance, and responsibility. Pastors can promote good community initiatives such as cleaning the surroundings, and encourage creativity and innovation. Instead of waiting for our governments to do what they do not do, we can start helping ourselves, through humanism. The brother who becomes a millionaire by simply sowing a seed, does not help build a better community, and the message of such success should not be spread and showcased. Instead the applause should go to someone who has succeeded by hard work and perseverance. Start preaching the gospel of working hard, produce goods and services, planning, critical thinking analysis, strategy, visibility plans, system building, market and customer analysis, and the process involved in production of goods and services. This is how noble people and wealth is created. Rushing a sick person to church for prayers does not prevent that person from dying, but correct medication and treatment will. Haven't you wondered why people in Africa still died of Ebola despite prayers? Preach the real word of God instead. You do not need the pastor's blessings to create wealth in life. Wealth and clean cities don't come by miracle or magic. Religious superstitions, such as the shout of, "I receive it," and the loudest shout of, "Amen," is not enough to fulfill your wishes. True religion and true Christianity must, and can only, produce productive youth. For Africa to be globally competitive, education alone is not enough. We need to nurture creativity, innovation, and good governance. What is an engineering degree doing if you cannot even produce a water pump? Ask yourself a question: what have other people created with a similar qualification other than just looking for a job? Please, be slow to anger, slow to judge, quick to listen and try to understand. If not for you, do it for your children.
Continent with Mutabaruka. We are listening to our meds. You know here, continent.
Talking about hope, and that is what it is. Well, observation is that a cigarette have nearly 100 different poison in it. A cigarette, nearly 100 different poison in a cigarette. And cigarette is quite legal, very, very much legal. As a matter of fact, people just wantonly just smoke cigarette. Some people, anytime them nervous, you can't see them nervous when they smoke a cigarette. But cigarette poison, it have poison in it, and it is written on the box that smoking kill. Big, 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 big. You know, I pass through Heathrow Airport, and them have a place where I sell cigarette. The one of them had a big red box. I don't remember what them name. Anyway, and the biggest sign in the store, right up front, is that smoking kill. Now a guy put that on a box. Him not hide it. Him put it on a box. Him put it on the box, and it's the biggest writing on the box, which show you say, this product here kill. And guess what? People still go buy it and ignore the sign. Can you imagine you are driving on a road and you see a sign mark, end of the road, precipice after? How much mad people would I see a sign mark, end of the road, precipice after, and still drive, and I drive and ignore the end of the road sign? You know, say people buy them brand new car, Can you imagine if the makers of the car did have a sign in it say, smoking will clog up your engine. Your thing say, after you buy your brand new car and see that sign there, you want anybody coming at your car and smoke cigarette or smoke anything for that matter. When it says smoking clog up your engine. So right away we can see the logics that you will take better chance with your life than with your car. The only time you will take care with your life is if you feel, say, your life eventually living good and all that, you will go to heaven when you're dead. But smoking kills. The cigarette box said, how the hell them get to ignore a big sign like smoking kill and still go spend with hard-earned money and buy cigarette and push it between the two lip them and puff it and get gratification out of it? Something intrinsically wrong with the idea. Something is intrinsically wrong with that idea. A man, I gotta tell you, say, boy, right now, this thing said, turn right. Don't turn left, you know, turn right. And you know, if you turn left, police will stop you, you're going to lick the next car around the corner, you turn right. How the hell you going to turn left when the sign says turn right? Unless you don't know the difference between your left hand and the right hand. Like the police stop the man and try ask him to spell it and him can't spell it. But smoking kills. Cigarette smoke kill you to the point where them don't allow you to advertise it on the radio or the TV. How did they get us to ignore the point that them don't advertise cigarette on TV and them don't advertise it on the big billboard them in Jamaica? Me not understand that. Me not understand that. A man tell you, say the product where he make, right on it, but then you ignore the product. You ignore the effect of the product and still go deal with it. That is the same thing we do with the knowledge that was given to us. The same thing. It a kill way. First time we could have said it a kill way slowly but surely, but now it a kill way quick. Look how much people ignore the fact that fast food lead to obesity, lead to all manner of diseases, but it's the fastest selling food on the planet now. In America, them say black people contribute to the wealth of McDonald's more than any other group of people in America. Fast food is slowly but surely, or not even slow because fast food it means it falsely a kill way. But we ignore the things on it. It's like you watch a television and you say, this product, Zancree, is good for menopause, ladies with menopause. Zancree. Take Zancree and you can rest assured that you will not sweat. Embarrassing sweat, especially when you're amongst your friends. Zancree. And them spend 5 seconds to tell you say it can't stop sweat for menopause. And then them take 40 seconds to tell you the side effects. Side effects are diarrhea, vomiting, sexual displeasure, this, that. And people still go buy the damn thing to stop them sweat. Before they must use a fan and fan themselves when them sweat. How the hell them get to do that? A 30-second ad. 5 seconds to tell you what it can do. 5 seconds and then a 25 seconds to tell you what it going to do if you take it. Eh? I mean, really. Everybody can see that on the TV. Every advertisement, especially the America, because I can't tell you have to tell where the effects and the cars and the not this and that and that. Some man will tell you, say, boy, right now, if you have a headache, take this. And it always start with an X or a Z. And then sometimes you try to pronounce the X as X. Like Exxon instead of, I mean, really. Them say what's Z-Rocks instead of X-Rocks. You know, it's confusing. You see an X, you don't pronounce it X, you pronounce it Z. So, them have to take these X-Rons tablet for headache. But remember, the side effects are vomiting, nausea, possibly gonorrhea. I mean, really, you reach out some levels though where you want to hold that connected to where you take the headache for. No, but you just go out with your headache, man. I just tell a man to slam your head in between the door and you just work out the headache after. It's madness. Them do that and perpetuate it continuously. And we just sit down and just like, yeah, you know, I mean, really. Really. How did they get us to do these things without questioning anything? And it blatantly tell you up front. Them tell you up front. Queen Elizabeth is the head of the Commonwealth nations. The Commonwealth nations is so designated because these were colonies of England and still is, given the time that the reason that she's still represented here by her Majesty's, because of where we hear about the good old days. If the good old days was so good, why is it now bad? Because there's something that was happening in the good old days that is things don't just happen in a vacuum. There's something that was happening in the good old days that is now coming back to haunt with today. The bad old days, the bad new days. What is it that caused all we are going on so now? It's not what it happened yesterday. It's what it happened for a long time. It's the thinking and the way of life that caused it to happen now. It's so it go. So all the things that we did ignore. The political ideology, the way of governance, the religion, all of them things that would cover the two main things them that confront the people them. Politics and religion. Politics and religion is the enemy of the people. And those are the things that we tend not to want to examine. We don't want all your politicians bring gun come to Jamaica and this and this and that. So politicians bring come to Jamaica. Everybody didn't know the politicians bring come a ferment madness with gun. I refuse. You know politician go to prison for gun. But every Jamaican tell you say politician involved with gun in them days there. In the time when gunman just start and shoot up place and a political. Every time you hear a man shot was because of politics. Nowadays, no man not dead because of politics. The people them gone over that because the youth them can buy them own gun now. Politician can't tell them nothing about gun now. Because them youth can buy gun where politician can't afford. So now, the politician them start the thing. And it was nipped in the bud. And because it was nipped in the bud, it carried over to now. So, I mean, it's common sense that. It's common sense. The religion are the same thing. You promise the people them pie in the sky that them can't enjoy now, but after them die. And everybody want for them even on earth. Because they tell about the earth is the Lord and the fullness of the world and they that dwell in it. And then you have to go dead now and left the earth. It's craziness. Craziness. So we have to recognize how the thing work out with we. And how them do pray. Them do pray. Continuously do pray. Do pray. So here we are going to know. We're going to play this. Here goes.
Somebody's always bad-mouthing black men. And most of what they say is true. But it's not true about most black men. This is a praise song. Hum a little Billy Harper if you want to. But up out of my heart, which ain't no easy place, I give thanks for the births of all the black, brown, and beige brothers who struggled to get out of that birth canal and have since never tried to re-enter. Give thanks to all the brothers who know and have always known the value of family, as opposed to dropping seeds in every reachable field of glory. Give thanks to all the brothers who accompany their women into the delivery rooms to witness and participate in the positive welcoming of their newborn into this world. Give thanks to brothers who actively join in controlling births and preventing diseases. Give thanks to brothers who work unbelievably effed up jobs to secure the needs of their families, especially the ones who thought about running but never could. Give thanks to brothers who cook and clean and change diapers without fear of their penises falling off. Give thanks to brothers who take care of their children. Give thanks for brothers who are actively involved in the development of their children, who know their highs and lows, their likes and dislikes. Special thanks to the brothers who manage this irregardless of their relationships with the mothers. Give thanks to the brothers who save other brothers' harvest, who take the mother and therefore take the children, whether they are liked by them or not. These brothers don't come in masses, but are many enough to mention. Give thanks to the brothers who have no children, but who treat all of our children like they are really all ours. And instead of worrying them about the when of fatherhood, we should be grateful for the love they do share. Give thanks for brothers who love and respect their mothers, and therefore love and respect black womanhood. Give thanks to brothers who let a woman be herself without trying to mold her or shape her into a piss-poor imitation of a white girl. Give thanks to brothers who like the women they sleep with and who don't sleep with women they don't like. Give thanks for the brothers who have taken the time and the care to patch up the injuries on the hearts of sisters who ran head on into the wrong nigger. Give thanks for brothers who let their black women be their friends without trying to seduce them further on down the road. Give thanks to brothers who don't take advantage of women even when they know they can. Those who pass up the opportunities to pimp no matter how available they may be. Give thanks to the brothers who have never, ever raised their hands against a woman. Let me just back up and give them a little bit more thanks on that. Give thanks to brothers who oppose rape first in their hearts and who defend black women without having to know them. I'm talking about those stalking moments when sisters ask unknown brothers to walk with them or watch them to their cars, and the average blood who gives her that coverage without a pause. Give thanks to the brothers who resisted and do resist enslavement through drugs, and for the lesser heroes, give thanks also for those who are enslaved but yet warn others about the wicked possibilities. Give thanks for brothers who love other brothers without fear of freakiness. Give thanks to brothers who tell the police nothing. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow too. Divine thanks to those who will die and have died rather than betray black secrets. Give thanks to brothers who receive fame and yet remain beautifully true to the race and its image. Give thanks for the brothers who are self-employed and the inspiration they give us all as we struggle to be self-reliant. And give everlasting thanks to any and all brothers who have paid the extravagant cost of being brothers, no matter how high the bill.
Yes, may I tell you, sweet poem, midnight, you know, in Jamaica, midnight. Yes, we're there with you. 2 minutes past the hour of 12 now. We'll continue the journey. Examinations. That's what this is all about here. Really trying to get a grasp of our situation as African people. At this time, because there's so much time involved. But this time, yeah, we are work with. Okay. So gangs replace families. Serious words, serious lines, black songs and poetry. You know them where the gangs replace families. And then you have iPad replace conversations. Serious thing. Okay, so how you say over there? Okay. Yes, cutting edge. Petite, send in the call them. I want them to hear me. Petite, send in the call them. Okay, all right. Continue this. Make we play this. Make we start over here. The dead ear business not work out today. Here goes though.
Dear Hip Hop, I'm writing to inform you I'm going to have to end our relationship. I know in the beginning I was down to work them hips, but I was tricked. Seduced by your beat. See, you had me for 3 minutes and 46 seconds. I was suspended in time, but when I snapped out of it, I had to ask, did I hear what I thought I did in that last rhyme? Now forgive me. Maybe I'm getting old or maybe I'm just slow, because I didn't even know you could say bitch on the radio, but I was entranced by that beat I heard somewhere before. Oh, I remember. That was the original score. Now, unless I'm dreaming, I could have swore. Right after you called me a bitch, you called someone else a whore, and at this point I'm trying to process a few things. What were the original words to that song? And you want me to do what with my thong? And I'm tripping, because nobody's acting like anything is wrong. After all, the anthem for the new millennium was Big Pimpin'. And it all seems a bit surreal, because when I was dancing around, I didn't know the damage my soul was going to feel. And there are times I am still compelled to move, but I swear to you, it's that old school groove that's playing above the lyrics, because if the music wasn't there, I definitely wouldn't hear it. I thought hip-hop was supposed to be a means of poetically expressing yourself, but it seems these days you'd say anything to get your CDs off the shelf, so let's toast with champagne and blunts to your health. But first, tell me why. Every other video, brother's gotta be a gigolo. And you show your respect by pouring beer for the homie who's dead and then pour the rest of that 40 over some female's head. And what's crazier than that is she doesn't seem to mind, but if you look past her ass, deep into her eyes, you just might find a hint of surprise, because she didn't realize that the camera shot was going to be between her thighs. And she furthers a lie as she tries to deny, pretending like it's okay, that she just gave a piece of her self-esteem away. And it aired 9 times on MTV today. And all of that for little to no pay, but he's a hustler, baby, and he told you so. And when he's through, you're a video hoe. And I'm trying to make it in this business, so I've actually stood in those high heel shoes, you know. And now when I go to the club, I see a sea of young women with fake diamonds bouncing around their waist, too little clothes on her body and too much makeup on her face, screaming, underlay, underlay, mommy, E-I, E-I, uh-oh. Were you that hoe? Was I that hoe? Or do we need to spiritually grow? Does anybody know what EI stands for anyway? Is it eternally imprinting, exaggerated ignorance, or exploiting innocence while extremely intoxicated? I'm starting to think this hip-hop thing has become way overrated, and you dedicated an entire song to how fast my ass is shaking? Tossing around money that you really ain't making? Didn't I see you on court TV, accused of raping? But I'm the one hating. Well, maybe I am, because somebody needs to speak up on behalf of the woman. So no, you can't see my thong. No, I won't back my thing up. No, you can't big pimp me into buying your CD. It takes a king and a queen to create a real dynasty. Why don't you set your mind free? Why don't you back that thinking up? Maybe you're already aware because you call yourself corrupt. And it's not hard to deduct when I keep hearing rumors that you're going bankrupt, that you just claiming head hip-hopper in charge, spending all your money on your boys just to prove that you're large, because all your real niggas still kick it with you. And there ain't no nigga like the one you got. So you'd ride for your niggas and you'd die for your niggas, because you're a no limitations nigga. What type of nigga slang and bang in the streets? A bad boy, a rude boy, a 504 boy, a hot boy, a ghetto boy? Hold up. I got this plan. Stop calling yourself a nigga and a boy and call yourself a man. Because what I really want from my niggas is to realize that it's the root of the word that's the trigger, triggering thoughts through my temple of its real definition. Look it up. It's simple. Number 1, ignorant. Number 2, inconsequential and petty. Number 3, stingy and miserly. But it's not the definition that comes as a shocker. What baffles me is that you call yourself a doctor. What are you healing, brother? And I'd really like to know, did you get that doctorate degree while you were on death row? Changing your name thinking it'll contribute to your fame, but all you're doing is defaming yourself and your people, and you want to know why we aren't seen as equals? Got all your jewels wrapped around your neck and your wrist. What happened to throwing up a fist? To represent unity, to show our pride. Now the only time you throw up your fist to show off the fact that you bought a Rolex, never mind the damaging effects that all of this has. Look around, it's spreading fast. Even Baby Bow Wow has his Mickey Mouse iced down when he should be fitting those jewels into his crown. Got little kids thinking it's a thing to hustle up your money for a little bling bling. Why don't you sing the truth, player? Money really ain't a thing, you see, when you trade it in for your dignity. And all you've done is perpetuate the negativity, so I challenge thee. The next time that you're seduced by that beat, whether it's when you go to the club, get your groove on, or buy a CD, the next time that you're seduced by that beat, listen closely to the rhyme. And you tell me if that's what poetry was meant to be. Sincerely, Bridget Gray.
And that can also go for the dancehall music too, even though she has sing towards the hip-hop artist, but really, we in a mess, man.
Yeah, Mota.
Yeah, blessed.
Blessed love, my blessed love, Bridget. Mutabaruka.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank the I personally and bless up the man upon him belated Earth Strong.
Right.
You know, for the years of information where the I imparts to the nation and the world in general, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, and you know, just want to say more life and more power to the I, you know. Yeah, man, Mutabaruka, aka Alan Hope, you know. I tell you, say the man give the people them hope.
Yes.
Yeah, man, for real, you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, and I also want to big up some people in I community, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Portmore in general, Greater Portmore.
Okay.
Elsha, you know, all the ones them, Greenwich Farm people them, you know. That's a big up and you know, just go and hold the faith and stay strong, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And people them for just go and ease themselves, the people have gunman them and all them, for they ease themselves and just live in love and unity with one another, you know. Yeah, man, make the country be a better place, you know.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man, all the people in the government and also them rule and thing them for you know, give the people them more hope and, you know, more life and more understanding and, yeah, man. So,
Blessed man.
yeah, man, bless up Mutabaruka. Yeah, man, bless up yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muta.
Blessed man Dingo.
Yes, and happy belated Earth Strong, which was, of course, on Monday, the 25th of December.
Who's your birthday, lad?
That was your Earth Strong.
Yesterday, man.
Yes, on the 26th?
Yeah, man, yesterday my birthday, man.
On the 26th, we checked it was the 25th. All right. Everything is everything.
Hold on. You know, say from your call this program, you get everybody birthday right.
Yes, except...
And the one person where you them used to go to school with everything.
True. Slip on that.
Right.
Slip on that.
With a telephone.
When you go Kingston Technical, true. Slip on that. Slip on...
Right,
yeah, that was a...
I forgive you.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, you have to forgive for that one day. That was a thing. So, happy Earth Strong though, you know,
man,
and thing.
Wonderful.
And...
Man. I celebrate it.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Celebrate continuously, you know, going through one thing. Because, of course, as we know in our original African religion from Kemet, place where they misname Egypt, the sun starts to rise again from its lowest point in the heavens or in the sky, going upwards, you know, upward movement and thing. Yeah. And, of course, the Christians, them thief that day to celebrate them Jesus Christ business, as you have played so many things to show and has also told people and educated people about how that came about, you know.
Yeah.
And so many things as, you know, I've been listening since evening, and so many things that you have said about in Jamaica, you know, that have been done and have not been done. And next year, the Jamaican High Commission here in London, well, they have been forced to hold a seminar to deal Jamaicans here who are very concerned about this needs identification business to answer questions. You know?
When
So
when them going to that?
No, sometime in the new year, maybe about towards the end of January, February, because people really here are upset. And you see, there's a lot of information going around and a lot of rumors and so on. So they say they have to do something to clarify the situation, to let people know what is what, to be able to answer questions properly. So it's preparing, because, you know, people can come with some serious questions about this needs thing, you know, because all kind of stories are going around about what it is and what it isn't and that type of thing, you know. So then know that I have to make an official response to people here.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to heal up all the people that, you know, from St. John's Road and Spanish Town in general, brethren and sisters, them a Wildman Street, Ever, Central Kingston, Dunkirk, you know, Waterhouse, Seaview Gardens, all 14 parishes of Jamaica, families and friends of the Mandingo, and also friends and family in the States, Cecilin and Rochester, upstate New York, Marcia, originally from Linstead, Cousin Rose in Queens, and Upton Lindo, singer-songwriter in Florida at the moment, and Leroy Sibbles at the Epton, Slide Dunbar, Anza Collins, you know, everyone who know the Mandingo, Blackbeard, Kapazuki brother that is, and everyone, you know, and Muta. Just have to do what we have to do as African people. I see Trump trying to jump on the Kwanzaa bandwagon, you know, talking about Kwanzaa, and some people on RT, Russia Today TV, they were carrying a thing about it yesterday. And they only interview with Africans from the States who either never know nothing about Kwanzaa or who had derogatory opinions about Kwanzaa. And they could have interviewed Karenga himself and other Africans in the States, and they deliberately never did that. Everyone who them interview either don't know nothing about Kwanzaa or anti-Kwanzaa as Africans. So you know, say, it's a deliberate thing, and this is why we have to do what we have to do as African people, because the 26th, which is the beginning of Kwanzaa, which is on your earth strong, going straight through for 7 days and nights to the 1st of January, is something that it goes to show, as Marcus Garvey said, only we can educate our people as to what is our story and our culture. We cannot leave it to non-Africans, because they will distort and think. Can notice anything
and usurp it too.
To progress other people. They do not want in any way, shape or form. And you and I know, Muta, if the racists and the traitors who work for them in and outside of Jamaica had the power, you wouldn't have a cutting-edge program, not a step-in razor program.
Yeah, but look, while we are talking about the idea of how the bossy slave them still maintain white supremacy and internalize it like it's them, it's for them thing.
Yes, like it's their thing. I mean, you know, it reminds us of what Malcolm X did say, that when the fire burn down the racist house and them thing there, the whole slave are out the fire are more concerned than the racist enslaver himself. You know, they're more concerned about the interest and the life of the racist enslavers than them own self. And, you know, nothing like one who is mentally enslaved, man. No wonder Marcus Garvey have to say, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Because, as you and I know, the first set of enemies who we as Africans like us have to contend with is those from our race who fight against us. Because them is the first line we have to move against.
Yeah, with them politics and them religion.
Yes, because them is right in our midst and they are the first ones. So the enemy don't have to do nothing yet. It's only when we move them out of the way now, then the enemy gets scared because it's them we are moved to now. But they are the buffer, the block between us and who control them and who have the fruits of the enslavement of we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
some shall make them move towards emancipation because him decides him about to take his time on and I want this time of year we do it too. This time of the year.
This time of the year, and when he say, oh, him rather hang upon yonder tree than live as a slave. Exactly. And you know what is so good, and some of them don't like when me and you talk about this, you know, is that the so-called Maroons at the time, as they have correctly said, no Maroons came to Jamaica. It's Africans come to Jamaica. You know what I mean? It is that the British were not able to, the Maroons, so-called Maroons couldn't help them to stop what Sam Sharp and other Africans did in the 1830s, unlike in 1865 with Paul Bogle, where them capture Paul Bogle and hand him over to the British for him to be murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see? Because the only freedom fighters who we respect, who escaped from the plantations and fought, are the ones like Nana, you know, who they misname Nanny, from Eastern Jamaica, who never signed a peace treaty and thing. But you see the ones that moved signed peace treaty with the agreement to return Africans who escaped from the plantation to the same British.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with them traitors there. Yeah. Nothing. Kojo and all I'm followers them.
Wow, cool.
Yes, nothing to do with them. I remember what them do with King Taki in St. Mary is a so-called maroon sharpshooter by the name of Davy who murdered him on behalf of the British.
But every one of them, Paul Bogle,
yes,
all of them, Three-Finger Jack, every one of them.
Every one of them, you know. So when people talk about this so-called maroon thing, and them know that the word maroon, it comes from the Spanish word cimarron, meaning wild cattle, because the Spanish, you know, them racism were vexed when Africans escaped from the plantations and you know, and call them wild cattle, cimarron and thing. Is Africans come to Jamaica, and you ever notice some of them have a thing like them want go on like them better than other Africans from Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like them have like a prize position.
The problem I have is that them behave like maroons are different to tribe Africans from other Africans.
Precisely. Behave like them, which is absolute nonsense, rubbish. Total rubbish. See? Them is not different from nothing. No so-called maroons never come Jamaica. All Africans. Yeah. It's just that some escaped from the plantation and some didn't. And without some of them escaping from the plantations, those who were in the mountains would have died out. So this nonsense, like I said, them is some separate group. There are no separate group except those who deal with the enslavement of them people by returning those Africans who escaped from the plantations when the boy Kojo and them two brothers them made that sellout treaty with the British. Yes. Seen? For real. You know?
We have to move.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So just keep on doing the good work because, you know, we are African people every time. And the only yardstick where we use to judge our people is if you as an African, no matter where you're there in the world, is that if you're doing things for benefit the African race.
Yeah, man.
Simple as that. Yeah. So blessed love, Mutan, 2018 again, and happy earth strong.
Okay, this is the cutting edge. Yes, Ian.
Ian, Muta.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Long time on talk to you on a program of 1 and 2 issue.
Mm.
First man, big up the African woman.
Big up the African what?
Woman.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because when we look and see a woman nourish me in a her womb for over 9 months and bring me forth in this world, and then all my first teaching come from her. And for you, one go tell me to the Bible say, man is all power and all head and all strength above a woman. It really kind of get me to think deeper and deeper. But and I really that issue because she talking about still. Going to school, you notice and give you a Bible, which have about 26, 27, like I could go back there. Psalms and Proverbs also added. Then I realize then give you another Bible, the second edition of King James Version, which talks so much based upon Jesus. But when you're looking at the first edition, which have a lot more book, and there is no Jesus mentioned in it.
You know which book? Jesus
the first
mentioned.
edition of King James Version.
The what?
The first edition of King James Version.
The first edition have Jesus mentioned in it.
No, there's no J mentioned in it, not all.
Wait up.
That's what I read.
No, wait, no, me ask you, wait up.
The word is pronounced as IESOUS.
Oh, because them never have no J them time there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it has shown me say, how can the people have teeth if them trust to something that is short? First the little blue one of them give us short. A lot of book. And then you find going right over step up on the history again. You find that the first edition is totally different from the second. That is the one where they create this Jesus now. A brother said to me some weeks ago that him see a man on television and they mash up a picture with Jesus, the Jesus of Imposter, the brother named Jennings. So I said, well, you don't need Jennings to tell you that. You're supposed to can read and see that for yourself. Because a few hundred of years ago they create the Jesus. Now, what do you understand? That the Jesus is totally different from that which you see. That like a blue eye brother there with the tall. In fact, let me tell you something. What I see again. Went to a funeral home. Get a chance to go in a funeral home. And I noticed over 20 in a month ago there. I noticed over 20 of the caskets open. And on the top of that faces the person who should lie down on their back. Is a picture with the same Jesus in the upper room with 12 disciples. In the casket. So I say, then mean to say, then go bury this person who's ever go lie down in this with all of this deception. Then fail to see the logic. This brother just talk all ago. I cannot have like a sympathy with Kojo and all of them, because maybe it might be that him do it in the name of peace to secure a little peace for the African brothers, where I thought about that still, You understand? So when we look over the whole situation and say, we need to get the thing right. We need to search and seek deep and see the reason why people do what they do and why they are doing what they are doing, which really not help us out of this situation. Yeah. You understand? Because not until one time we began to know ourselves, know the purpose why we are here. When I look and see, even in the same Bible, where the Bible said that this land of Canaan, which Canaan was the first, the second son of Ham. Even the Bible tells you again that Ham is Africa, the second son of Africa. The Bible tells you that this land is cursed. And then we read back in the same Bible where in the Deuteronomy 8, the Bible says, this land is the blessed of all land, a land that drink water from the rain of heaven, a land flowing with milk, with springs and brooks and rivers. You understand? Some may say, then how can this controversy be? Above all the Christian country and the Arab country and all the countries, there is none up to now as rich and as blessed as the cursed land, Africa itself, which when Europe was dying from starvation, even when Abraham was dying from starvation, Jacob, Isaac, reading the Bible, all of them fled to Africa. When Jesus was also dead, Africa opened fear hand and taking all of these people. Now we see the colonization of the Arabs start to take over because we feel good when the Europeans are shipping out. And now we see another colonization that take place. And everybody fights for Africa. And we ourselves not even know our strength. We don't know ourselves even until this day. And I wonder what really happened. Well, you just hear it a while ago. Religion is one of the problems and politics is one of the other problems. Driving through, I just try to touch on some fast topic, Don't thank you for your time. Driving through the hills of the highway across Mount Rocker. When I look over and really examine the highway, what the Chinese did, I have to myself, then why our people can't think enough, can't study enough, can't search enough that they could do this thing rather than getting some student loan from China, which the Jamaica government not touching other than the money. And the Chinese government spend what they spend and carry what they carry and employ 1 and 2 Jamaicans and tell us they don't lend me the money, and now we are under the slavery of the Exim Bank of China and China Harbor. Not to mention the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. You understand? So right now, we see all of these pressures and things what come down on us and our children in the next 20 years. You don't talk about Monty go be a mobile or mobile they run right now. Right now, if you look on the local youth, them who maybe they get children nowadays. 20 years from now, Jamaica government don't make no plan to St. James people or the Jamaican people. When they say St. James, Jamaica government don't make no plan to St. James people to live at St. James the next 20 years.
Brethren.
Because, yeah.
We get a long run, and some other people.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, blessed love motor.
All right, give thanks. Yes. I like when most courteous. I never say him wants and nothing else. You understand? Him just yield to the blessing. Give thanks for that. All right. So, the next guy of the day. I don't want to make me cut out the people about the next guy of the day, All right. So, make me continue to play music. The next guy come up.
Women in the audience, black women, white women, Chicano women, do you know who you are? No, you don't know. Do you think that you are measurements? I'm 36, 23, and 36. What does that mean to you? You got a fine frame. Isn't that beautiful? So what does that make you? Does that make you a thing? Shake that thing. Give me that thing. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. I'm not trying to be funny. I want your thing. What are you saying? You've been reduced to nothing, to a thing, to a piece of meat. And just like a wise person that goes to a meat store says, bring that meat out from in the counter. Let me see what I'm getting here. And you turn it over. Now that's the one I want. Weigh it up, I'll take it. This is what women have become. Women are too important to be allowed to be degenerate. Do you know who you are? Each woman is more than flesh. She is created by the Creator in such a magnificent way that she is a replication of the womb of creation. Listen. The woman is the replication of the womb out of which Allah said be, and created sun, moon, stars, and all things. But from the womb of a woman, if God's hand is over that womb, you can, with the help of God, produce a Genghis Khan, a Napoleon, a Hitler, or you can produce a Jesus, a Muhammad, and a God. It's up to you. Yes. You are more than what they tell you you are. So much more than what they tell you you are. There will never be respect for life until we respect the womb that produces life. And as long as women are used and abused in any society, as long as women are denied their proper and rightful place, then men will never be what we should be, because a woman is the first teacher and the first nurse and the evolver of the race.
Listen. You have to listen to these things, you know. When I play them just because we just want to play them, you know, I play them if it's soaking to you in the morning, yeah. Yes, El
Mutabaruka.
Listen, man.
Yeah, I big up the great Jamaican philosopher Father Billy and wish him a happy belated, you know. Have to do that.
It's not belated, you know. It's still a go on, man.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I'm happy to know, say, you're still, you know. We have to celebrate people like you, you know. Have to celebrate people like you, because you open up a lot of us eyes to a lot of different things, you know. So we have to give thanks to people like you, you know. But, yeah, so I think, I don't know if you see that thing here. Them say the president for the place here say the Asian people are bring AIDS come here.
No, them say a lie, man. Them not say nothing about someone.
Him say him not say so.
No, the people them who in the room. The people them in the room say nothing about so. A fake news. The New York. The New York New York Post mention it. And New York Post say them say according to what them say somebody unknown somebody said in the room. So there's no one who can come forward and say, yeah, me hear when him say it. The name of person who's here when him say it.
Yeah. But I know they're not gonna do that still, you know. So but
I didn't hear it, but I know but I repeat it because I know them things that stay, you know. I see some things about Trump where, if trust me, man, I see some things about what Trump say and do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but like me say, I get my I get my daily briefing from democracy now, you know, because I just alone know what me taking my news really. And I mean, say them say something if me we quote it,
yeah.
You know, that's why you hear I say,
yeah.
Them same say so, you know, and them same no say that. You know what I mean?
But when the New York Post it says that somebody tell them a unanimous I must say unanimous.
Anonymous source.
You know? But unanimous decision. Anyway, I can't say it's someone who there in the meeting. Tell them, but them can't verify it. But them repeat it because you know them are linking him terribly to so anything them come on to them say so. Me not say never say it still.
No, same I never say.
But it's a weird thing. Him say it, and at this year him say it during the election still.
But we can't say them nothing because you hear in 2005 a brother were there when William Bennett him say and them want to get out all crime out of this country, all them have to do is abort all of the black boy baby them. You know so them say that though.
Yeah.
William Bennett said that in 2005.
Yeah, well,
if you look up that,
a similar thing about how to deplete the population.
So, you know what I mean? But my main focus is, is my Jamaican people, and where we now understand what we have and how privileged we are. If all we do, I just take care of our little environment. The people clean up your yard every day. You see, if you can get up and just clean up your little surrounding, it brings a different vibes. You know what I mean? So you spend some time to clean up your yard and you have a different vibe. You see, you say, man, in your side, just, and them things they're different. Cause, tell you, I come a yard the other day and me just walk on the street and I tell some people, good morning and whatever. I got different vibes because the people them not depend them thing there. Everybody just, when I learn, we have to find a love, you know what I mean? We have to find a love. I know, say, we have to feel the next man pain. You know what I mean? And if our next man, if we can't see, if we can't feel the next man pain, we in a problem, man. Where humanity gone away. You know what I mean? We have to, and then the social media thing, we are use it and destroy ourselves. And there's so much good things upon it, but you know what I mean? We are take it and destroy ourselves. But Mutabaruka, like me say again, we got big you up all. You know what I mean? I want to big up some people in the East Kingston there too,
Yeah, big them up.
Yeah, man, Fireball as usual, Starry, Red Rock, the whole people up at Jarrett Lane and, the whole East Kingston, Ellis Avenue, Bagger, Arville, Beato, Brissy, Angel, all of the man them off of Pembroke Road, just go and hold it same way, you know what I mean? And keep our place calm, because, say, yard, and, you know what I mean? We can't make certain bad news that come from our place, because the news is a thing we're powerful, and that I keep with people, and that I promote what we want to promote. So we have to promote the goodness. And big up Rockford Police Station.
Give thanks,
you know what I mean? Because Rockford Police Station. Big up yourself to, again, the great philosopher.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yes. I tell you, we have so much things can play. It's like the most of things we want to play, You need to go till morning, 6 o'clock. If we play them, Yeah, the most of things we really want to play upon this program. Yeah. We carried this before, and we want to carry it again, because we feel it's very important, and it will come from our own Pat Clark. So we want to tell you about it again, believe you me.
Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. I'm Pat.
Yeah, all right. We're going to take the call. We don't want the call credit done. We're going to take the call before we do it again. Yes. Ian.
Hello.
Yeah, man. You there?
Hello, yeah. Right, Motor.
Yes, sir.
Bless up. Wish you many more.
Give thanks.
Well, one thing I want to reason with you about is over the Christmas year and thing, but what is our really vibe is that why people always try to just think negative about black.
During the Christmas?
All the while.
I think that's over the Christmas.
But what just like me know my black brother them was just try and be what society think that you is not. For example, you're going to a store and you feel to just how you want just. You want to join your hoodie and you want to join a Tom or so. Bam, you're going to a store. So you buy, you're going there with your money to purchase what you want. Security start eyes you. Start map you out. If you think so boy, you come in the store to take something or you come to wrap something. Why you couldn't think you come in there to buy this store?
Because a whole heap of people come in there with the intention for thief. Most people are going to the store to buy the store. Most of people going there. Not only for buy things, but for thief.
Yeah, but them always make it look like it's on with the black come for thief. Eh? For Chinese go in there in the mafia mouth. If a white man go in there in the mafia mouth. Eh? He's a man, he's a teacher. Coming from work. You go in a store and look something to buy. That's because you have a sign for you say he's a teacher.
Yeah, but you have to admit, say, most of the time when a store get broke downtown, is a black man do it. Or a black woman pick the thing, you know. Most of the time.
Most of the time?
Yeah. Because the majority of people in Jamaica black. So, more than likely, most of the people who are dead from murder would have been black people who kill black people.
Yeah, well, that's why I would encourage my black brother. So just try to be what society think he is not. Society think he's a criminal, try to be not a criminal. Try to be a good profession. Nothing nice like when you go in with all your hoodie and your thumb and then would have swear he's a criminal. When you come and take out the ID, he's a detective. Or he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
They would be surprised to know that.
Yeah.
You get what I say?
Yeah, man, I understand what I say.
Yeah, man, just man. Sometimes
so you
there's a stereotype black terrible, man.
You're going to the store with Odi and bleach up his face and all them. So.
No, man, Muta, man. No, man. I
mean, if you go in a store and see a man bleach up his face and hold it on him head, and you see a next man with a coat and a tie, the first man you're going to start suspect at certain things is the man with the Odi and the bleach.
Yeah, I agree. People go for what them see. People go for what them see.
So if you say the bleach up man will be a doctor, a lawyer, or Indian chief?
The bleach up man, well, who to tell could be? Because all the while, just a man dress a particular way, that means he's a criminal.
No, definitely not.
Sometimes you can't even do something, you know.
Show me a doctor with bleach and have wood upon him head. That me I say.
Sometimes you can't even do something. You can't even do something because work. And you just jump in your car and try to go to deal with something in a pharmacy or something. But you come out and go in.
Yeah.
Security, they just start map you out.
Them
you just feel.
All with me personally.
Eh?
Them to that all the while with me until them say, wait, no more to that.
Oh, yeah, you have the experience there too.
Oh, you mean? One barefoot going and so with a rasta?
I tell you, man.
Hey,
sometimes it just make you feel.
I'll tell you something. I'm going to some supermarket of fire, you see?
Yeah.
And every aisle I go down, I see the same man have fix things on the shelf.
Oh, that's a map out you.
Yeah, every aisle I go. Him have fix things on the shelf. I go around the other aisle. I see him come around there and fix it. You know, say, sure, I can't bother with this.
He's a black man, a map you out, he's a white man, this one.
Oh, you mean? If I'm a white man, I map me up. No white man, I map me up, man. A white man, I map me up, man. No supermarket, I find me a talk about.
Okay.
See, yeah, them, all the Indian, them are them suspicious. Ratted. You never see another people suspicious like Indian.
No, I tell you,
man. Ratted. Everywhere you go, you see them and fix the cloth.
But you feel good now yourself, you just know that you're a law-abiding citizen, don't it?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Me proud of it.
You're proud of it?
But I don't know if I'm law-abiding still. Because only for law, I don't like, you know.
Yeah. But you feel good knowing that you're not a criminal. You feel good knowing that. So just make him go and watch. And go and watch you.
Never make him go and watch, man.
Yeah, man. That's not me telling brother them. So just be who them think is not. Just be who them think is not, my brother them out there. Just be who them think is not.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man. Blessing Mutas.
All right, sir. Give thanks, man. Yeah, it's a bridging message to be who them think is not. All right, we want to play this. We want to play it back. We play it I went to the hour. I miss all the calling. I don't remember to the hour. All right, here goes.
Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. I'm Pat Clark. For many Jamaicans and others of African descent, the celebration of Christmas offers very little spiritual fulfillment, especially due to the missold story of Christ and the misrepresentations of their ancestors in the Bible. In search of something to fill this void, numerous African descendants have embraced a holiday celebration known as Kwanzaa, observed between December 26 and January 1. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, nor is it meant to replace Christmas, but was introduced to the conscious minds of African descendants as an alternative concept to add to their already practiced religions, such as Christianity or Islam. A set of spiritual principles launched in 1966 by Dr. Maulana Ron Karenga, Kwanzaa has now captured the hearts of more than 20 million African descendants across the diaspora. This tradition has also reached the shores of Jamaica. Karenga's inspiration for Kwanzaa was sparked during segregated America. People of African descent were coming together in unity to address the historical inequities, injustices, and racist institutions. There was a new sense of inherent power and dignity that was being expressed within the African American communities across the United States. This new sense was manifesting as a call for human rights, civil rights, prisoner rights, and most significantly, as Black Power. A known activist, founder of the Black Power Group United States organization, Dr. Karenga, sought to design a celebration to honor the values of ancient African cultures while promoting positive African imagery in order to lift the hearts of African descendants who were striving for progress. Modeled on the African harvest festivals, which have been practiced across Africa for millenniums, the name Kwanzaa derives from the Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanza, meaning first fruits of the harvest. Swahili was selected as the spoken language of Kwanzaa because it is seen as a universal African dialect. Several nations of East Africa speak Swahili, and yet it is not a colonial language such as English or French, thereby representing itself as the best choice for a modern Pan-African language that could speak to a Pan-African vision. The teachings and philosophies of Kwanzaa mark the winter solstice and have been around since Kemet or ancient African days. Originally known as Karas Ma'at Kwanzaa, which builds upon the ancient traditions and wisdom practiced by our ancestors, Kwanzaa is an invitation to experience greater understanding, wisdom, and growth, offering a true unity and expression within the family, community, and humanity. In its traditional state, Kwanzaa is observed as a 12-day festival, observance starting from December 21, hence the term 12 days of Christmas. The 12 days of Karas Ma'at Kwanzaa are December 21, symbolizing Ma'at or balance, December 22, symbolizing Set or desire, December 23, symbolizing Ashur or true self, December 24, or Set or love. December 25th marks the day when Hiru was born. December 26, Umuja. December 26, Umoja, symbolizing unity. December 27, Kujika Kulea, which is self-determination. December 28 is Ujima, meaning cooperation. December 29 symbolizes Ujamaa, or family. December 30 is Nia, or purpose. And December 31st is Kumba, or creativity. Karenga's principles of Kwanzaa, however, focuses on a 7-day observation starting on December 26. Kwanzaa celebrations begin by decorating the home or the main room with the symbols of Kwanzaa. Put a green tablecloth over a centrally located table. On top of the table, place a straw or woven mat called a mkeke, which symbolizes the historical foundation of African ancestry. On the mat, place fruits or crops in a bowl representing the community's productivity. Use a kinara or a 7-pronged candle which symbolizes the ancestors. The 7 candles represent the 7 core principles of Kwanzaa. 3 candles on the left are red, representing struggle. 3 on the right are green, representing hope. And the one in the center is black, signifying Africans or those who draw their heritage from Africa. Kwanzaa can be celebrated in a variety of ways. The activities can include drumming and musical selections, reading of African Pledge and the Principles of Blackness, reflections on the Pan-African colors, and discussions of African principles of the day or recitation of chapters in African history. The candle lighting ritual of the Kinara is an important part of Kwanzaa and also is the feast, which is held on the final or seventh day. The Kwanzaa feast is a very special event that brings everyone closer to their African roots. It is traditionally held on December 31st and is a collective and cooperative effort. And now, to end Jamaican roots and culture, here's our famous quotation from the Black diaspora. It is impossible to pretend that you are not heir to, and therefore, however inadequately or unwillingly responsible to, and for the time and place that gave you life. The words of James Baldwin.
The courts of law give us the chance to judge innocence and guilt. But is guilt reduced or removed by the passage of time? That's the question raised by our next document. For more than 300 years, European merchants forced Africans onto slave ships and transported them across the Atlantic Ocean. And Britain played a huge part in this human trade. British ships carried around 3 million slaves to America and the Caribbean, where they worked on plantations, helping to build the wealth of the City of London. The trade made many organizations rich, and I've discovered in the archives that includes a very surprising name. God Almighty has set before me the abolition of the slave trade. So wrote the great reformer William Wilberforce. And yet, during the 18th century, there were slaves in the Caribbean who bore branded on their chest the word society. This 1817 register of slaves in Barbados reveals that society means the honourable and reverent society for the propagation of the gospel in foreign parts, the missionary arm of the Church of England. And here is that society listed as owning some 400 slaves. Listed here then is every man, woman and child owned by the society. We see that their ages range very considerably. Cudjoe is 70 years old and he's working as a domestic. It seems that Ben George can be set to work as a grass gatherer even though he's only 10 years old. Some slaves are still alive at a very grand age. Here's Rita, who's 90 years old. She's infirm. She's no longer working. But on the other hand, Okoa and Kwashiba, who are both 80 years old, are both still working as nurses. The documents don't reveal the conditions that some of the slaves would have endured. 12-hour working days in intense heat, punishments such as the lash or being put in leg irons. For the slave owners, like the church, it was the profit of the plantation that mattered. These pages bear the musty smell of their 200 years and also the stench of hypocrisy. Today we can still see the wealth in our capital constructed on the foundations of slavery. The Corporation of London had its seat in the magnificent Guildhall. Sir William Beckford made a fortune from slave plantations in Jamaica and was twice Lord Mayor. William Beckford, the Lord Mayor, might have been focused on profit, but the church added a moral purpose to slavery.
They recognise that slavery is problematic, but they also recognise that these slaves, that Africans, come from this dark continent, and therefore they need to be civilised. And slavery while not perfect, provides an opportunity for bringing Africans into the body of humanity.
Does the Church of England succeed with this mission of civilizing the slaves?
It's a complete failure. They failed to convert the numbers that they had hoped to, partly because Christianity provides a point of resistance for slaves. How do you resist this terror? Well, you refuse to take on their religion. They brand slaves with hot irons as a sign of ownership, and they flog them to death, and they also sell them off when they can't work anymore.
So they don't treat them any better than slaves on any other plantation?
That's what the historical documents suggest, that the Church of England plantation is no different to any other plantation.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my glory down.
The international slave trade was abolished in 1807. But it wasn't until 1833 that Parliament outlawed slavery as an institution. Compensation was paid, not to the slaves, but to their owners. Documents show that for freeing its slaves, the church received nearly £9,000, a fortune at that time.
We have in Britain today a history of churches, of church buildings that are built on the blood and sweat and brutalization of Africans.
Old pirates, just a rabbi, sold I to the merchant ships.
In 2006, the then Archbishop of Canterbury apologized for the Church of England's role. But neither it nor the state has met calls to pay reparations. Its historic actions clearly weigh on the conscience of the Church of England.
That was very insightful. The Church of England, which is the Anglican Church, offshoot of the Roman Catholic Church, was part of the slavery, the ownership of slaves. So when we hear about be obedient to your master, slaves must be obedient to their master. When we hear about the church being this light of hope and salvation for slavery, we must understand that Africa have no friend, because the one thing that you would have not expected, or you have expected, is that the church would be a no-slave organization. But the church owns slave too, and action them have just like anybody else. Treat them same way. The men of God. If you don't believe me, go to Ghana and go in at the Cape Coast, where at the door to enter the dungeons, it's two church outside, two church. Me not ask nobody that. Me see it with my own eye. And under with the dungeons them, where them used to hold the African them, to ship them out to the door, through the door of no return. On top of that was where the slave owners, drivers used to have church service. Meanwhile, our ancestors was under their feet and could hear them bawling out for Jesus Christ, thanking Jesus and them God for the bountiful provisions that they got when they came to Africa. Oh, sweet thou art that save a wretch like me. One of the slave masters sang that him sing when he was supposed to get converted. Talking about church and state. I tell you. Tell you, man. Yes, yeah.
Ayatabaruka.
Aile.
Betwabai. Mr. Mutabaruka, good work. Betwabai mean good work, brethren.
Give thanks, brethren.
Yeah, happy earth strong, eh?
Yeah, man.
And tomorrow you see me, the little later you go see me, car.
Alright, they're on the radio,
Me know, man. Okay. Come on, man. You see me, man. And me know me I bring them bulb they come give, man.
Alright, sir.
So, me shout you today,
Eh?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, what you know?
Yeah.
Me have a little thing. And blessed love for the family, because me hear the family me call in there and get out the hurt strong for daddy, you know?
Yeah.
And then sound sweet, man.
Of course.
So, what you know? Me have a little saying, you know. You have two entities out there in the world, black and white, good and bad, eh? Oh, what you know? Yeah, we have a story about one smart and two smart can't live together. They always a quarrel, always a fight.
One smart and two smart.
Yes.
Hey.
So two smart, I say, him outsmart one smart by one smart. And one smart, I say, him a idiot. Him born before him come before him, and him smarter than him from man because him name one smart. So, because the one that did that before two, man.
Yeah.
And them, so the theory is the force of black and white, brethren, and the force of good and evil, and the force of wrong and right. And me I tell you, say, and left and right, eh?
Yeah.
But look here now. And if you ask you which side of the structure you prefer, the left or the right, someone else say, well, right side, because me want up on the right side. But me say, but the heart up on the left side, which is essential.
Sometimes you have to left right.
That right, sir. Left, and most people don't like call the left first. They call them say left is wrong and right is right.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to left right.
Mr. Family, happy thing, man. I may say for the teaching where you give it for the years and everything, man. Me I tell you, say, me just have to just play for more blessing, you know?
Yes, boy.
For the high and for the family and for the whole thing. Because you come here and hurt. Every man come here for a special purpose, but you're one extraordinary, you know? So me just call it that way. They're one love.
Yes,
and you see me look later.
There, tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thursday, man.
Later.
Yes. One love.
Isis. Bye, my brethren. Trust me, man. I want to give thanks to the moment, give thanks for the time, give thanks for the energy. We still celebrate World Day and I think we'll stop. 1 year celebration we had to do this time, yeah. Milestone. Oh, you're the Matrix. Oh, the other day I treat you. Money in your pocket, but you can't get no love, eh? That's a terrible thing. That's a whole heap of money. I don't think I'll go to this broad by it whole. I love money that whole, I know money in their pocket and them can't get no love and them don't have no love. No love now come for them at all. Because money can't buy love, you know. Money can't buy love, it might can buy a little sex and thing. You know? You might want to go to LA, but you're good at a plane ticket for go to LA. You know what I mean? Yeah, your passport not done, but no, trust me, man. The thing, stay away from the road. But the people, them are going through. Them have resilience, man. Them are going through. Yeah, no care how things set. No care how the pastor said this and the pastor said that, and the politician said this and the politician said that. Them find a way out all the while. Jamaica with name, trust me. Always find a way out, man. May I tell you? So you will say so now. Look more we come forward. I don't remember which program we had tomorrow. Evening or morning. I step in the I would start 2 o'clock now. Yeah, all right, 2 o'clock. The other one will start 10, right? But the other one you again, he just can't get the program. May I tell you, say, may I get this year now? It's a true, me know, say I don't cycle, me I cycle long night. No, me I keep track of the day and which program. Like, all right, like now, like me I sleep now. I try to figure out if I forget up for do the morning program, I forget up for do the afternoon program. Like tonight, I'm going to my bed. No, I say, wait, I wonder if 10 o'clock I'm supposed to go at 2 o'clock. Confusing. But it'll work out. It'll work out. You know the way there. So, yeah, man, we give thanks. So, you already know. I got until 2 o'clock, you know. Believe you me. At 2 o'clock now, we'll come back at 2 o'clock. 12 hour time. All right, we're gone.